What episode is this?
3.
What's 3 in Spanish?
Tres.
What's 3 in Portuguese?
I imagine tres.
Probably. Do you know any other languages?
I don't.
No, me neither.
German. I'm not good on the old
Eins,
German.
zwei, drei.
Yeah.
I probably know. Probably Japanese as well if I really thought about it.
Really? Have a long hard think.
Isn't it like itch, chi, something? Ollie's good. Ollie knows all that sort of stuff.
There you go.
Anyway, welcome to Over 2 Cans, episode number tres.
We're here.
We're finally
We're back.
here. We are back, and what's more important, Sam, we're in a new location.
New location, baby.
We
I
are.
prefer this location already.
Yeah, it's warmer in here though.
It's more homely.
I feel like I'm gonna be sweating by the end of it with, with the lights and
Yeah.
And
You have gone overboard with the lights, but I like it.
But also, it's still 21 degrees out, and it's 8:30 at night.
Yeah. I think what you've done with the lights complements our personalities as divas.
Oh, yeah, that's what when I sent you the picture earlier.
When you were talking about the third episode and that we were going to change location, all you were talking about were the lights. It was like, all right, Alex, calm down.
I
You didn't care about anything else.
I didn't know you felt so strongly, Sam.
Yeah.
Well, you like my new light?
I like the new lights. I think
Well, the reason that I got this light is because the other light is in the stockroom for the can photography, and that'll be a ball ache to move that light.
Exactly. For craft line.
So I had to get that light, and now we've got the old one as well.
Good. It's good.
Old favourite.
Still talking about them. Love it.
So we are now in the office. I guess we could call this Craftline HQ, couldn't we? The office.
Yeah.
Because the stockroom, the temperature down in there has dropped. So it's cold.
It's very cold.
And also, it's also full of like 2,000 beer cans now.
Also, the noise would have been bad in there
With the air conditioning.
unit.
True. Very true.
And yeah, we probably would have been freezing our nuts off.
So we moved in here.
I've come to the new location and I like it.
What do you think of the new table?
I like the table. It's
Yeah.
smaller.
It's a smaller table. I think it's higher as well.
You waxed it.
I didn't wax this table. no.
Well, what was that can of something you showed me the other
Oh
day?
yeah, what new? You mean these for
Yeah.
the microphone stands?
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you had
I didn't do the whole thing. No,
Okay.
just them.
just those
That was
bits.
because the thickness wouldn't hold the stands.
Okay.
Anyway, Sam, we're just gonna get right into it.
Cool.
I have brought 2 cans for you today.
Yeah.
But last time we were like, oh, we're gonna do it quicker than hour and 46. Hour and 44.
We beat it by 2 minutes.
So, and I think the YouTube one was like the same amount of time or something, which is ridiculous.
Oh, dear.
So, what I'm going to do is we're just going to share a can, and then we're going to share another can.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put the 2 cans here, and then we're going to share 2 separate cans. Does that
Great.
make sense?
Sounds great.
They're like the show cans, and then we're going to have the ones we're going to drink. But
Someone had to make the hard decision.
they did. I mean, the fact that we're drinking half as much has upset me immensely.
Oh, that and just talking to you for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I liked it.
We'll just have to carry on afterwards, off camera.
Off camera, of course.
Right.
Just for everyone watching this, if you are, I've brought a case of the summer sniffles
He has, yeah.
to episode 3, which I'm not entirely happy about. I'm not happy about it at all.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like since COVID, like everyone's like properly like on it now.
I've done a test. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, you've done a test and you obviously haven't got it. But also, I haven't had a cold since before COVID because I just don't go out anymore.
Nobody
Like,
goes
it's
out.
just
Nobody's
weird,
getting
isn't it?
germs. But yeah,
ridiculous.
what I was saying to you earlier. Go on, you can grab the beers whilst I'm telling you this and our viewership and our listenership. When you get a cold in the summer, it hits you harder because you're not expecting it in the summer. In the winter,
Yeah,
fair game.
Yeah.
Not in the summer,
fair.
and I don't appreciate it.
Well, it's here
I'm
now.
not going to look at the beers, and I'm going to do a little test and see if I can see what the cans are from the back of the can. If I can,
with my hand in the way.
if I can identify them.
Well, they have got the logos on the back, so.
Okay.
Do
they?
One of them is a collab as well.
Oh, okay.
How about this? How about this? Don't look, and I'll just do this.
I know what that was already, just with a little wave.
What was it?
Wild card.
Okay. You have done an extensive amount of research on these beers.
I have.
And you saw that one as well.
That was too slow.
It was, sorry. So we've got a Duration Dripping Pitch West Coast IPA. Won't tell you the percentage, Sam. And we've got a Wildcard Brewery Polar Ice Walls, which is just a pale ale.
Excellent.
So I've just checked your Untapped and you haven't rated them.
Perfect. So. That was the one job, mate.
Which I did very late
Succeeded.
on. I got lucky. Right, so they're the show ones. So which one would you like to start with?
I was curious to see what you were going to bring, and you haven't disappointed. Wildcard and the collab is with Liquid Light. I don't think I've ever heard of Liquid Light before.
Maybe are they a brewery or are they something else?
Oh, that's a good question. Liquid Light Brewery.
Okay,
so they are a brewery.
I must apologise that my research into this has been very minimal, as I've been frantically trying to get Craftline off the ground.
You've had a good excuse.
I have a good excuse. But these cans are officially from our stock now because we have our stock.
Okay.
We're not live yet, but we have the stock in hand. So come early next week, people can actually buy these on our website.
We've taken advantage.
Well, actually, early next week. This is going out next Friday. So hopefully by then,
people will be
craftlinebeers.com. We've now got 23 of these. Mm-hmm. So yeah, get on there and buy them.
Right, I'm going to start with this one.
Okay.
I think there wasn't the word bitter on the back of this can. There was on that one.
Polar Ice. Oh, you don't like bitter? Well, you never know. It might be all right.
Sometimes they surprise me, and actually the bitterness is very balanced in a beer.
Well, you can do the
can I just say that is the key for a brewery?
The balanced bitter.
I believe. Yeah, balanced bitter. Mm-hmm. Nothing which is like sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. No, I'm not the biggest fan of bitter, but if it's done right, then it works.
Beers need bitterness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have it. Yeah,
they have to have some level of bitterness, and if a brewery can juggle it in the sense of making it quite subtle, I'm all over that. I love that.
We need to discuss about our adventure to Deepest Darkest Penge.
Oh yes,
Friday before last. Sam, you open that and pour them out.
Great.
You can half and half it. We went to. Sorry, I shook them up before.
Not off to a good start.
You did tell me to shake them up. You said make sure you shake them up good.
Yeah.
We went to Southey Brewery. What's it called? Southey Brewery.
Southey Brewery
in Penge, where we brewed our collaboration beer. I think we spoke about it last episode, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we said that we were up to something in Penge.
When was it? Friday? No, Friday before last.
Yeah, a couple of Fridays ago.
2 Fridays ago.
Or was it last Friday?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't last Friday.
It was the Friday before.
Yeah, and it was like one of the most eye-opening experiences I've ever had.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
It was good. I had a little bit of background on brewing.
Done it before.
I forgot that we were sharing a can. It's fine. You have more.
No, you have more.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to turn that down. Yeah, I've had a bit of a background, a few lessons in brewing.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was just doing it again, which was great because I'd forgotten a lot of what I'd learned.
And on a much bigger scale.
The scale was much bigger, and it was great to see it on a bigger scale. Sam, head brewer.
Lovely man.
What a great man.
Literally, he was so good.
I could have sat there for hours and just
listened to him,
all his stories, and listened to his stories.
Obviously Charlotte as well.
And Charlotte.
But we already knew Charlotte. Yeah. She's a wonderful lady.
She's excellent, isn't she? How accommodating was she?
Very accommodating.
Gave us t-shirts.
Free. Oh, we should have worn the free t-shirts.
Free beer all day.
I think when we crack out our own cans in a couple of weeks' time, we'll have to wear our Southern t-shirts as well.
We'll wear them for an episode.
Right, cheers, Sam.
Cheers, mate.
Here's to the polar ice caps melting and us all dying. as per the can of beer.
It's bad, isn't it?
So this actually says the polar ice walls are a vast geographical phenomenon that surround the flat Earth. Without these walls, the oceans would drain from the face of the disc.
It just sounds so ominous. But so real as well.
But I love the idea that there are obviously like flat Earth has been such a big topic in the last like 5 years.
Oh yeah.
And that now that Wildcard are, I hope, poking fun at it, and they're not actually actual flat earthers, but I like the idea of the whole world being surrounded by these ice walls holding everything together.
Yes.
You're not a flat earther, are you, Sam?
No, I'm not a flat earther. My brother is, though.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Charlie believes in it, and him and my wife Steph had a very heated debate about it on the last time we went on holiday together.
Wow.
Yeah, she was just like, she basically called him out on it and just said, "You're an idiot. Why do you believe that?" And he didn't appreciate that.
Well, Charlie likes to watch this program, doesn't he?
He does.
Charlie, we've got a beer for you, mate. Polar Ice Walls, Wildcard Brewery. What are your initial thoughts on the beer?
I like it. It's quite dry. Quite dry on the initial first few sips I've had.
Yeah, that's probably like the bitterness doing that, isn't it?
Yeah,
a little bit?
It's not a juicy number.
No, even though it does say juicy pale ale.
It does, but I'm telling you, it's not. Well, for me, it's not anyway. I'm finding it quite dry, which isn't a bad thing.
No,
I like a dry beer now and again. Yeah. What about you? What are your thoughts on the matter?
Well, yeah. I mean, it says, let's read the back to start with. A juicy pale ale mashed in hot with pale malt and a blend of oats. Cryo citra added in the whirlpool at the end of the boil, then fermented with a specially selected yeast for a high gravity sweet finish. Dry hopped with Idaho 7 and Galaxy hops. Brewed in collaboration with our friends at Liquid Light Brewery.
I want to know where Liquid Light Brewery is.
We're a Wildcard from to start with.
Wildcard are a London brewery, but I'm not sure what part of London.
Let's have a look.
I'm going to guess at North London.
Okay, let's have a little gander on Untapped. We've
So,
got
Liquid Light Brewing Company are from Nottingham.
Wildcard are from Walthamstow.
It's Walthamstow is east, I believe.
Is it?
Is it? I don't know.
Sam, I wouldn't know. If it's north of the river, then I don't know. Is it north of the river? Am I being silly now?
I haven't.
Walthamstow is a large town and former parish in East London. Correct.
East, yeah.
10 points to Sam.
I surprise myself with my geography sometimes.
I'm pretty good with like countries and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I'm very good on beer geography.
do you know it's bad like stuff like that, isn't it? Because like if you ask me to name like the 50 states of America, I probably may have to name like 40 of them. But if you ask me to name like
counties
or the boroughs of London, like
do
you even know how many boroughs in London there are? Like I'm pretty sure there's like 33 or something. Like a
I was
lot of
thinking
boroughs.
more than that.
Well, it's another question, but like it's bad though, isn't it? Like I don't know how many boroughs there are in London, but I know there are 50 states in America.
Yeah, or is there?
Isn't it? Was it 51st State that was?
I think so.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
that was a good film. 32 boroughs.
Oh,
I was close.
You said 33.
I was close.
See, you do know more than you're letting on, mate.
But did you know also that Bromley is the biggest borough by size?
Yes.
And I think Croydon is the largest by number of people.
Oh, really?
Which is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very.
I mean, one of the most Googled questions is, are there 50 or 52 states in the United States of America?
Oh, does 52 count Hawaii and Antarctica or something?
Well, it says here Alaska.
Oh, Alaska, yeah.
It says there are 50 states and Washington, D.C. So Washington, D.C. isn't counted as a state.
No, because there's Washington State, which is in the northwest, I think. And then there's Washington, D.C., which is the capital, which is in the east, I think.
Got ya.
Which I didn't know until very recently, actually.
And then it says the last two states to join the Union were Alaska, 49th, and Hawaii, 50th. Mm-hmm. And what year did they both join?
What, they joined on the same year? I have absolutely no idea, so it would just be a guess.
Entertain me.
I'm gonna say it was okay. Well, okay. If I said, is it post World War II?
It is post World War II.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with in my head I had the 50s, so I'm gonna go with 1956.
Very close. I'm very impressed with your guessing already.
Please
today.
don't tell me 1954 because that is what I had in my head.
1959.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'm glad I went.
You've got off to a great start, Alex. I have to say.
Where's the points table, Sam?
Oh,
We're gonna
should we
tally
break
up.
the news now? God. All right, so guys at home, listening, watching, we made a bit of a screw up with our plans for the league table. There is going forward. It's not going to be possible for us to continue the ABV game, which is very upsetting because we were both fully in.
We were fully committed to the ABV game.
On this game.
This is going to be the second and final time.
Why don't you explain why we can't?
Well, basically, we're too knowledgeable. Basically, we own our own craft beer online bottle shop, and we are selling beers through the site. So it makes complete sense for us to use those beers on the website, and we are the ones that are uploading and selling those beers. Therefore, we have to know what the ABVs are, because otherwise we're not good salesmen.
And we don't want to accuse each other of cheating, do we?
Exactly.
So we're gonna we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the ABV game this week or this episode.
And I'm still pretty sure that Sam's gonna have a very, very good idea on what the ABVs are, because he spent about 20 hours last week.
I can promise you
on spreadsheets.
I can promise you I haven't got a bloody clue.
Okay, that's
about
good.
the ABVs.
And I believe you, Sam.
I promise you.
No, I believe you.
I wouldn't be cheating you out of a win.
I know you don't like a cheat. Sam.
But yeah, this is going to be a week-to-week showdown. So Alex, if you saw last episode, he made a valiant effort with his.
I think I was minus 1.3% in the end, because the first one was 0.9 and then it was 0.4, I think.
Okay,
so that's not that bad.
Not bad. You made it under the percent.
I've guaranteed myself a silver medal.
You have, if you want to look at it like that. You fucking weirdo. And also, I have to say, you actually have an advantage because you drank a whole can last week of each beer. I've only got half a can to base my guesses on.
You actually took 3/4 of that can.
I
mate.
did. That's why you were like, oh, okay. I drank a whole can last week.
I don't think. I think you can gauge an ABV from half a can.
Yeah.
Don't be so silly.
It's
Sam.
more than a taster you would get in a pub.
Yeah, or a third or something.
Yeah, it's more than the third as well, isn't it? So, yeah, cool. I'm nearing the end.
Well, with these episodes, we've decided to try and shorten them down. So, do you want to make a
Not
guess
yet.
now?
I told you. I want to finish the liquid in my glass, and then I'll make a guess.
Right. Okay. Should we talk a bit more about Southey and our collaboration beer?
Do it,
because it's big. It's big talk. That.
It is big talk.
I'm very excited. So when we actually brewed it, though, which I was quite interested about, is that Sam brewed a bigger batch of beer, and then we split it into two beers.
Yeah.
So a portion of the batch is gonna be our beer.
Yeah.
So we added in different hops, didn't we, at the end? And then he's gonna make his own beer. So I'm really interested to taste
compare
both the varieties and compare the two.
It'd be great. He's a very talented brewer.
He is.
So yeah, it will be good. I mean, he's brewing ours for us, so that's going to be good anyway. But yeah, it'll be fun to see what spin he puts on Southey's.
On the
reserve. Of the beer.
But I guess it must be quite a common thing to do for breweries, is to start a big batch and then split it off at the end. And then get two beers out of it.
Experiment.
Yeah,
which is basically what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of given him a bit of direction on where we want our beer to go. Some suggestions we made to him. He was like, he was very straight down the line with us. He was just like, yeah, that's a good idea, no,
or that's not going to work. Yeah. What hops did we use? We used three hops, didn't we?
Mosaic,
which
has the character of berries.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the dominant characteristic.
It was a very strong smelling hop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we used Citra, which smelled exactly as you'd expect.
Yeah. And I always look at Citra as kind of like a no-brainer kind of hop. Like if you want your beer to taste good,
Yeah.
use Citra. I think Citra is a great go-to hop to use. Great, like it is loved in the industry.
Yeah.
So why not use it?
And then we used Amarillo as well,
Amarillo.
which was more. It's more of a subtle hop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it used more in the end in the
dry hopping?
In the dry hopping, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm not as up on the lingo as you, Sam. I'm getting there, but
yeah, I think that was the plan. It was going to be a big mosaic base for the beer, and then to complement. Oh, my brain's not working.
And we used Yakima hops as well, didn't we?
We did.
Didn't we? Did we talk about Yakima last week?
We spoke about
Or last
YCH last week. Yakima Chief Hops.
The famous Japanese brand.
Two of them were Yakima. I think it was the Mosaic and Amarillo were Yakima.
But we also missed the trick because it seems like every brewery that's using Yakima at the moment is calling it a collab. Even that Verdant can over there, the Slurps one, has got Yakima hops on it.
It has.
We should have stuck that on our can.
We should have. We missed the trick.
Right.
I think, and the other interesting thing was the hops were in different forms as well.
Yeah.
So I think the Mosaic and the Citra were pellet forms, and the Amarillo was
just in its true form, if you will.
In its true, yeah.
I guess that's why the Mosaic and the Citra were a bit more potent as well, weren't they? Because they've been like concentrated, like an orange juice or something.
Yeah, and the Amarillo was a bud. Mm-hmm. It was, I'd say.
I was expecting, because I've not really held hops before, but when I've been looking for like stock photography and stuff, all these hops are just like perfectly like picked from the plant, and they're like still got their shape and stuff. But all these ones are like dry and like all like crushed up already.
They'd been dried to hell.
I wasn't that disappointed, Sam, but you know, I would like maybe I'll grow my own hops one day.
That would be cool.
Actually, did
Imagine
you see
having a hop farm?
Sovey tweeted, I think it was today or yesterday, inviting people who have grown their own hops within the Penge area between next week and for a few days next week. You can bring your hops to Southey and they will include them and brew them into a beer for you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
How good is that?
That's great. This is what I'm talking about. Southey are just so accommodating.
Yeah. I think that's I've never seen anyone do that. I think
It's
it was
a
a great
brilliant
idea.
I've never heard of that in my life. I think it's brilliant.
So if they do it next year, I think I might start growing some hops here.
Yeah,
just so I can take them.
That would be
next
cool,
year.
and you definitely have the space to do that.
I have got a little bit of space.
I mean, you own a fucking farm.
Although, we've been here since December, and it's now September, and we've just found out yesterday that when the farmers are sowing the seeds, if you will, it literally stinks of shit. It's been. I can't even smell it anymore.
I mean, when I was driving here today, I told you that I smelt it when I was exiting the motorway. And bearing in mind, it's still like another 5-minute drive from the motorway.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. I immediately closed my car windows.
And also yesterday was like 29 degrees, and today was 28. So I've had all the windows and doors open, but it's been very hot.
Okay, I'm ready, Alex.
Right, good. Let's go.
I'm stuck between like two ABVs. And I believe it's somewhere in between those two ABVs.
Got it on my bloody screen. I hope you weren't looking.
I didn't look. Don't worry. I didn't look. Do you want me to tell you the range, or will your facial expression give it away?
Well, it might do, but you know how I did it last week. So
I think it's between 4.9 and 5.0. 2 or it was 5.4 actually.
Okay.
I was originally thinking 5.4.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not above 5.4. Okay. I know that much. If it is, I will go home.
Okay.
This episode will finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go bang in the middle. 5.1.
Okay. Locked in. Okay.
5.1. Yeah, 5.1. Locked in.
All right.
Here we go.
I actually can't remember the exact number.
You can't remember. If I've got this, do you know if would you know if I got it bang on?
I know you haven't got it right.
Oh, damn.
You okay?
Yeah.
Tell everyone what it is. What's the number?
I'm gonna have to fake this again. Right.
So you don't need to fake it. I'll just cut out your cough. It's fine.
I'm just making the job harder. I shouldn't be here.
What is it?
It's 4%.
4%.
4%.
I actually thought it was 4.5%.
I knew I should have gone lower. You're gonna beat me. You're going to beat me. I'm fuming. I'm fuming about that.
So delighted.
Wait a sec. So I said 5.1.
I'll leave that there.
I said I've lost already.
No, you haven't, because I was on 1.3.
Oh,
So
overall. So I need to get this next one like bang on.
You have to get close.
Oh my god. I've really screwed myself over
But
here.
for a 4% beer,
Yeah.
tasty.
I knew I should have gone for 4.9 and then I would have been level pegging with you.
I was 0.9 on my first beer, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Right, part 2. Sam, I feel like you're struggling, mate.
I am.
How are you feeling?
I am feeling happy that we're making this one really short.
That was a good day to start.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
Okay, fine.
Because every time I laugh, I feel like I'm going to cough. And that's not a nice feeling. I'm sure everyone will emphasize with me.
Empathize?
I can't even say it.
Right,
It's
Sam,
not
just
good.
quickly, your rating on that polar beer. Polar beer? Sounds like polar bear. Polar ice balls.
I think, right, so I don't know if you know this, but pale ale is one of my favourite styles of beer.
Favourite, okay.
I prefer a pale ale over an IPA.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that. It's interesting.
I think there's a certain beauty about pale ales that they're like the younger brother of the pretentious and egotistical IPA. Like you can still experiment with a pale ale and make an interesting pale ale,
Yeah.
but it's just all the bravado has dropped.
There's more rules involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
So big thumbs up from me for the style. I'm glad you brought that style in. In terms of the beer, it was dry. I know I said that in the first part.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like it didn't get over that word. I think it was just a dry beer. Not bad, but dry. And I feel like I can taste the beer properly even though I'm ill. But I just didn't get much more from it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where I'm leaving it.
Okay.
That is kind of my little roundup for that beer. And I'm going to give it a 3.25. That's what I'm going to give it.
If I had to pick what you were going to give it, that was what I had in my head.
There you go.
I'm not going to round up any more than that. I liked it. It was fine. I think I liked it a bit more than you did. So I'm just going to notch it up to 3.5 because it was just
cool.
What I expected. It was nice.
And I probably would have gone to a 3 if I wasn't taking into account the tongue-in-cheek
the story and the can
on the
name.
back. And the can art is cool. I like that. I like the fact that they're kind of making a joke out of something which is very real and worrying.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where you sit here, you either laugh or you cry. And I think there's enough people in the world crying about global warming.
And flat earthers as well,
Exactly.
like Charlie.
Exactly. Yeah. So I gave it a little bit of a step up because of the message. I like that they're putting the spotlight on global warming, even if it was in a tongue-in-cheek way.
Yeah.
But
A roundabout way.
3.25 from me.
That'll do.
And you might notice this as we go forward with these episodes. Sometimes I struggle with a collab.
Right.
Sometimes I feel...
Lots of arguing.
Yeah, lots of arguing.
Not with us.
Don't need to mention.
Not with Sam and Sam.
No. I just think sometimes too many cooks spoil the broth.
Okay.
And I'm not necessarily saying that about this beer, but...
I think this beer is proof that because we are selling these on a website, we're still going to be honest.
Yeah, of course. Like I've said to you a million times before, Alex.
You can't do it.
I will
otherwise.
not. I will not lie to people about how I find a beer. But this is the beauty about craft beer. It might not have been the right one for me, but it could be the right one for a lot of people out there.
And I'm going to tell you, Sam. Do you want me to tell you the number? Or are you going to guess the number?
I'll guess.
What is the untapped average?
All right.
Or what is the untapped score?
Untapped average. So you're talking about the global rating.
Yeah.
I think the
Okay.
global rating.
Do you want me to tell? I think we decided last week that we're not going to guess the unique, so I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
101. It's very low.
101 unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the rating?
I'm going to go with 3.
Yep.
Point.
Correct so far.
7.
Carry on.
2.
Very close.
Ooh.
3.86.
Okay. I was going to say 3.6 something.
Okay, well,
I
went the right way.
a little bit.
You went the right way.
And just before we round this one off as well, I just want to talk about Wildcard as a brewery in my personal experiences. Wildcard have been very hit and miss for me over my craft beer journey.
Yeah.
I've had some great beers from Wildcard and I've had a few duds here and there. I'm excited to see how they grow though.
My experience of them is they've improved massively over like the last year.
Are you thinking about their core range?
I'm thinking about their core range in the just the sense that they were just okay, but also like don't take this the wrong way, but the can art really pissed me off.
I was glad you said it because that's what I had in my head. I was like, I know Alex hates the core
why,
range,
but
can art.
This can is like an 8 out of 10
and
for
also,
can art. That is amazing.
That beer is in a 4-part series, isn't it?
Is it?
Wildcard 4-part series, I believe.
I haven't done enough research.
And I can actually give you what the other ones are called because it'd be interesting to see if they're related to each other.
Okay.
I know all 4 were collabs.
Right. Yeah, sorry, Sam. I didn't have enough time to do my research.
Alex, please do not apologise to me.
I know how
busy you've been, so it's all good. Right, so yeah, 4-part series. So the first one, Polar Ice Walls, Pale Ale, with Liquid Light.
We've actually got them in our stockroom.
Yeah,
we've brilliant.
Because like when we were doing our order, all 4 of us,
we wanted to get the whole series.
Yeah, all 4 of us were like, it would be nice to stock the whole series.
We've got a few of those, haven't we?
We have,
like the Brew York ones,
which we discussed last episode.
We did, yeah.
So the second one is called Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
Megaliths.
Okay.
And do you know what a megalith is?
Is it a big floating structure?
It's some kind of alien object, I believe. It's that people believe that aliens come down to Earth and put these megaliths.
Right, yeah.
I think there was a craze about 2 or 3 years ago. It might have been more recent. It might have been during lockdown when people were finding these megaliths and going, aliens have come to Earth.
What was the film with, was it Emily? No, Emily?
Blunt?
No, Emily Blunt. I can't remember what her name was. I'm sure it was Emily something. And there was just a big structure just floating and no one knew what it was. That was the whole film.
I haven't seen that film.
It wasn't a very good film. That's why I can't remember who was in it.
Good. Let's not talk about that. Extraterrestrial Megaliths was a lager, or is a lager. And they brewed that one with a brewery called Black Iris.
Okay.
Third one in the series, Brainwave, an IPA brewed with Castle Rock Brewery, and I like that name for that brewery.
Castle Rock.
Do you know why I like that name?
Castle Rock.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't. It was some sort of it's like a TV show or something. Or
You're correct. It is a TV show, but what is that TV show? Whose work is that TV show based on?
I have no idea. But I just recognize the name Castle Rock.
Stephen King.
Okay.
The man.
Your favorite author.
The legend.
Yeah.
My favorite author. I've read everything he's ever written. Castle Rock Brewery. It's a fiction. I think it's a fictional place he made up, but he sets a lot of his stories in Castle Rock.
I see.
Hence the TV series they have made, and apparently it's amazing. I can't believe I'm sitting here and haven't watched it yet. I need to get onto that. And the last one, The Moon Isn't Real. It's another IPA.
So these are all like conspiracy theories.
Yeah, some kind of conspiracy theme going on.
I see.
And that last one was brewed with the big boys, Neon Raptor.
Ah, nice.
So Neon Raptor is also a brewery.
And we've got all these in the stock room.
We have. I actually quickly want to check if Castle Rock and the other one
Is Castle Rock a conspiracy theory?
Castle Rock Brewery, Nottingham.
Oh.
What are the chances that the other one, Black Iris, is from Nottingham as well? So they've basically done a collab series on conspiracy theories
Based in Nottingham.
with breweries from Nottingham. Maybe the conspiracy there's a cult of conspiracy theorists in Nottingham.
Maybe. I heard that Robin Hood was a conspiracy theorist.
I wonder if... Yeah, I mean, imagine the amount of beers in Nottingham which have been brewed, which have been based on Robin Hood.
Yeah. Is Nottingham big beer town then?
Yeah, I mean, Neon Raptor are massive.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, I haven't heard of the other three breweries.
Yeah.
But Neon Raptor is massive.
They're huge.
And I have also been to their brewery.
Sam, this
story for another time, but
this
very underwhelming experience.
Where?
Neon Raptor.
Oh yeah, you did say.
Yeah,
but
I'll talk about
beers
that
are good
time.
though.
Yeah, beers are great. That's all that matters.
Very true. Just going back to the megalith thing and the film I was trying to remember. Amy Adams.
Amy Adams.
And it was Arrival.
Not Emma. Amy.
Did I say? I think I said Emily, didn't I?
Emily.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt.
Amy Adams in Arrival, 2016, 12A, 156 minutes long.
Okay.
Don't bother.
Is it a rubbish film? What did you rate it?
I rated it a 5, actually. That is low for me. But the actual overall rating, 7.9. Which is interesting.
It's very interesting, which I am going to quickly slip in, because I don't watch films a lot.
No.
I'm much more on the TV series hype train
at
the moment. I just feel like TV series gives you more time as a viewer to explore characters and build upon characters and relationships.
I agree.
And I always, now I'm so into the TV series game, I struggle with films because I'm like, how can you tell...
You can't get into it quick enough.
The viewer.
It's over,
the story properly. It's like how many Stephen King films have bombed because there just hasn't been enough time to explain what he's written down on page. It's a perfect example. I watched a film on Sunday with Steph and my parents called Midsummer.
You did tell me about this, but I'm going to stop you there for a second.
Okay.
Let's crack open the beer.
Okay.
We're going to run out of time, and then you can tell me about Midsummer.
I'll continue.
So this is Duration Dripping Pitch West Coast IPA. Sam, do the honours.
Beautiful. Duration. I feel like you've brought 2 beers this week, or 2 breweries this week to the table, who I like them. Yeah. But very hit and miss.
You think?
Me. Yeah. I like Duration, and I always feel the cool thing is about breweries who are hit and miss with me is there's still a journey to go on. Yeah. Like Verdant, Dale, Wylam, they're already there. They're in my heart. These breweries who are hit and miss, there's room for growth.
They do a few winners in a row, and then they've got you.
Exactly. And I'm sure these breweries will get there.
I don't think I don't recall having had a duration.
Okay.
And also, this is the only duration we have in the stockroom at the moment.
Okay. Just the one?
I think so, yeah.
Why was that? Hit and miss, mate.
Oh, God, we're saying such bad things. We shouldn't be doing this.
I'm joking. I am joking.
So this is a 29% West Coast IPA.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's really strong, so...
Excellent. Happy about that.
Don't drink too much.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Right, now you can tell me about midsummer.
Carry on. So, I don't know who told me. I literally haven't got a clue where I got this information from, but I've heard rave reviews about this film.
Okay.
You know how much of a horror buff I am.
Yeah.
I love horror films.
Mm-hmm.
This was not a horror film. Let's put that on the table right now.
Right.
No horror about it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I love horror. I'm good with horror films, but Steph is really struggles with horror films. And
Yeah.
she didn't put her hands over her eyes once.
Okay.
And that's a good test, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
She always does that, and no eyes over, no fingers over eyes during this film. The weirdest film I've ever seen in my life. It's just very odd,
Yeah.
creepy,
Yeah.
and the story just went nowhere. It was. You must have watched films before where you're like, I've just wasted hours of my life.
Sam, it's a 2.5 hour film as well.
Exactly. That was another reason why I was pissed off. Didn't pick the shortest film in the world. And now my family blame me for putting this film because it was my choice.
You wasted their weekend.
Yeah, I wasted 2.5 hours of their lives. My mum and dad are getting old, man.
What would you rate it, Sam, out of 10?
I've already rated it. I gave it a 3.
Do you know what it got on IMDb?
Yes, in the 7s.
7.1.
Same as your bloody film. That's why I brought it up. Who are these people?
250,000 votes.
Beg you. I know I've slated it right now, but I beg you to watch that film and just back me up on it. I don't know who these people are. The only reason why I gave it a 3 as well instead of a 1 was because it was visually amazing.
Yeah.
It was visually beautiful.
I'll be honest with you, Sam. Based on your review and the fact that horror movies aren't normally my bag, I'm probably not going to watch it.
Okay. There you go. My dad made some great comments during the film. One of them was, horror films have changed since since I was younger.
Actually, isn't the lead role lady? She's in the new Black Widow, isn't she?
She is.
She is the new Black Widow.
I know her from Fighting with My Family, which is a wrestling film about an English woman wrestler who made it big time.
Okay.
And it was a film about her life.
Fighting with My Family.
Yeah.
She's also in Marcella as well. Did you ever watch Marcella?
No, I never watched
I
Marcella.
think that was a ITV show.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of ITV?
Yeah, vaguely. One of my friends at ITV is friends with her as well. Very good friends with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcella is very good, actually.
So the entertainment department lap him up.
There we go.
What was I going to say? So, he made that comment. Secondly, there was a very awkward scene in the film. I won't give it away because I know you're dying to watch it. But he turned round and said, "What is this? A porn horror film?"
What your dad did.
He did. That was how awkward it was.
Oh, I love those moments, like when you're watching a film with family and then all of a sudden, like, shit just goes down. You're like, you don't know where to look. I remember when I was probably about 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever remembered my great gran.
Yeah.
You remember at my grandma's house, she used to always sit in that chair in the corner.
Yeah.
So everyone had gone on holiday and it was just me and her. And it was a Madonna film.
Mm.
And I'm sure people listening to this will be like, oh, I know exactly what one it was. But anyway, Madonna ends up like basically getting most of her kit off and like having this really raunchy sex
Madonna,
scene.
yeah?
Yeah. And I was there at 10 years old watching it with my nan. Neither of us said a word. and we just never spoke about it. But it was like I was sitting there like, this is really awkward.
It's one of those. It's such a weird scenario to be in, isn't it? And I have a similar story about. Remember Titanic?
Yeah,
When he's drawing her naked.
yeah.
And then
Paint me like one of your French girls.
And then they have steamy sex in the car. And I was watching Titanic with my mum and dad, and I was so embarrassed as a kid. Basically, I can't remember how old I was.
I mean, Kate Winslet with her kit off is one of the best scenes ever made.
Oh, brilliant! But you know, like they were obviously like I was watching TV, and they were obviously just laughing at me because I was so embarrassed. But again, never spoken about. Again, I wonder if they remember those moments.
Yeah.
And just chuckle to themselves.
My great nan must have been like 93, 94
Really?
at the time, yeah.
And is this your mum's mum? Your mum's mum's mum?
Yeah. You must remember that.
I don't think I do.
Really?
What was her name?
Gran.
Just Gran.
I think her name was Kathleen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it was Kathleen.
Not that that's relevant
No.
to anyone who's watching this. But, no, I don't remember her.
Very good at knitting.
Okay.
Sewing, sorry. She would sew anything.
Good.
Lovely. And she also loved watching porn as well. That is not true, by the way. The internet was just a small twinkle in her eye back then.
What's the timer saying, Alex?
We're 20 minutes, 19 into this, and we're probably on about 45 at the moment.
Got a little story if you're interested.
Is it an hour long?
What have you got? Anything else you want to cover this episode?
The only thing that I've been wanting to talk about for a few episodes is I wanted to talk about why we called Over Two Cans. And more so, I wanted to tell everyone the stupid names that I came up with.
Let's make that a priority.
Okay.
Let's throw my story out the window. I did say to you that you were going to lead this episode.
That is the only thing on my list.
I'm going to pass the baton straight back over to you.
So we in the early days, a month ago.
The early days.
We Well, obviously, we've been wanting to do a podcast for probably, 6 months now or something?
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, let's get the craft line set up and then we can do a craft beer podcast. So anyway, we were like, we'll call it the Craft Line podcast.
Uh-huh.
But then we were both like, doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, we want it to be separate so we can take it in a different direction if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Is that how you feel? That's how I felt anyway. I was like, I don't want to keep it as Craftline podcast just in case we need to, move it into a different area.
Well, yeah, and I think this was your baby from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were the one who approached me about this podcast.
Yeah, I wanted to do it. Yeah,
and you said I've been practicing my on-camera skills.
I had
like talking to the camera. And
practicing, you make me sound
but like
I did.
It is a skill.
Yeah.
Like some people really struggle to talk on camera.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm a subscriber of your YouTube channel, and I've watched your videos where I think they were like how-to kind of guides for nerdy computer tech stuff
that no one would be interested in,
and they were great. And I think you approached me. You're like, I want to hone my skills of what I've kind of done so far, and put it on a different format.
Yeah.
Hence the podcast.
Yeah.
And you very nicely asked me to co-host with you.
I know. I needed a co-host, and you were the obvious choice. So thank you for saying yes.
But I was never going to turn it down because you know how much I love beer, and you know how much I love talking about beer. More importantly, so thank you for the invite. But I think in my head I was like, this is great. This is a great idea from Alex. I'm all over that, but I just wanted to give the egg incubation back to you and let you kind of work it out yourself on how you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And I've been there to help, to support you with creative decisions, stuff like that. But I pretty much did give it back to you and just said, come back to me once you've organised your head on how you want it.
Yeah.
And in kind of that process, you started thinking about names.
Yeah, and also I feel like with something like this, like starting a podcast, like you can find a million reasons not to do it, but you just got to just start it. So we just started, and then we didn't really have any direction for it. Like, we had like a premise for it, but we were like, let's just sit down and talk and that turned into an hour and 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, and also these guys don't know that we actually did a pilot episode.
We did do a pilot episode.
And if this becomes a success,
yeah,
we did say to each other the other day that we might release that episode as a little gag episode and just be like, this was what the first episode was going to be.
Maybe just the audio though.
Yeah.
The video quality was terrible.
I mean, you didn't have the lights.
The
lights weren't there.
We had a white background.
It was actually called the Craftline Podcast then as well.
It was, yeah. Same introduction, just a different logo.
Maybe 100th episode we'll release.
100th episode.
We'll release the pilot episodes and let everyone laugh at us.
Right. So you know what I'm like with my naming process as well, Sam. Like I go through an adventure on naming. So the first one that I came up with, and I don't remember what this was about. This one, Half Awake.
Half Awake.
Half Awake.
Okay.
And I think the reason maybe that I came up with that was because I knew we were going to be doing it at night and we were going to be getting like a little bit tipsy over it.
Yeah.
And like that's like the process into when you're going into go to, you know, nearly winding down for the evening.
So when you first said that name,
Yeah.
I was thinking don't like it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be like that with a lot of these names because I love Over Toucan so much.
Yeah.
But now you've given a little bit of background and explanation behind it. It actually does work a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Next one is Say Please, Please. Now that is actually a lyric from Monsters of Folk song, I think. It
is.
And I was listening to it at the time and I was like, it works. Context other than that, I don't know how it fits into anything to do with craft beer.
No.
But or maybe it was when you're buying a beer, and you're like, "Can I have that, please?"
Well, like the bartender always wants them to say please.
Please, yeah, say
P's
please.
and Q's, mate.
Say please.
Yeah.
Please say please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was that.
Weaker than the first one.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
This next one, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be like, "I'm glad we didn't call it that," and then and that's it.
Okay.
Arc of Time.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Arc of Time is a song by Bright Eyes, which is a band. Very. What would you describe Bright Eyes to us as?
They're my favorite band of all time.
Your favorite band of all time. I hold Bright Eyes in very high regard. So I love Bright Eyes and Arc of Time is
Conor Oberst mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Arc of Time is my favorite song by Bright Eyes, and it's actually my funeral song. And I want that as my funeral song, but I want it when they're walking me in.
I mean this in the nicest possible way, Sam, but I hope you die before me so I can listen to that at your funeral.
Oh God.
Sorry about that.
How morbid. You just got me.
Yeah, if you carry on that coughing, it won't be far away.
I think I will die before you, Alex.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
I'll record it for you, Sam. I'll send it to you over email.
I'm going to drop down dead next week, mate, from this.
Please don't. Fuck's sake. We've got episode 4 and 5 to make yet. Right, next. This is more coming on to the actual, like, more beer-esque names. Mistakes and Mosaics.
Okay. So, obviously, the Mosaic hop.
Being the hop, yeah. And mistakes being that we are going to fuck up a lot, and we have fucked up a lot.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that one?
I like it. It has a good ring to it.
Yeah.
I'm still doesn't touch over
I
two
do.
cans.
I do like a bit of alliteration.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. This one is
You've
a good
got
one.
lots of names.
I've only got.
I've got
6 more. Sometimes sour.
Again, not jumping out at me. It hasn't got the over 2 cans. Bam.
But going off of last week's soured beer,
Yeah.
and how I don't drink sours that often. Sometimes sour.
Yeah. Okay.
It works.
It works.
Next one. Alex, Sam, and Simcoe.
Interesting. Obviously, like just singling out a single hop there.
Yeah, but it just because Sam and Simcoe just go together.
The alliteration.
If I could just leave and we just call it Sam and Simcoe,
Simcoe, done.
That would be all
It'll
right.
just be me.
See you later, mate.
Talking to the camera.
Okay, next. Endless in the evening.
Similar to the first.
The first episode was an hour and 45 minutes, and I feel like that's almost
Yeah.
endless.
It
And it was in the evening.
Accurate, if anything.
Right, the next one, I was quite happy with this one.
Mm-hmm.
The 3.75 podcast.
I don't like that. That's my least.
Really?
Out of that whole list you've read, that is my least favourite name.
Okay, well, moving swiftly on. The next one.
No, I want some background.
No, but wait. The next one is 3.75.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same,
Right.
just different.
Okay, and that makes more sense to me.
Because 3.75 is when we get into the range of this is a good beer.
Yes. Okay.
So
Wouldn't have worked for this
and
episode.
The 3.75 just sounds, it's just good, got a good ring to it.
Yeah, I like that.
If I just called it like 3.5, that's not the same, but 3.75.
We would have been very affiliated with Untapped though. If we went with
that is true. That is true. And then the last one after that was over 2 cans.
Winner,
was it.
chicken dinner.
And you knew that I liked that one because I made the logo for you and sent it to you. And you were like, I hate the logo, love the name.
I remember what you said to me. You said, when you sent me the name, I was like, yes, straight, wasn't I? How instant was I? Was like, that's the one, that's the ticket. I showed it to Steph. I think I showed it to Charlie straight away because I'd just been in Bath with them for the week. And they were both the same. They were like, yes. And I remember what you said to me. You went, that's what a day on the sofa does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was at Andy's, wasn't it, the weekend?
You told me you spent the whole day on the sofa thinking up a name for the podcast.
Literally all day.
And now I know the journey you went through to get there.
It was about 7 hours, yeah. We were just sitting on it was like, you know, you have those Saturdays sometimes where you just don't do anything. Very rarely, but it was amazing. Yeah, we sat on there and I was just on my phone from, I think, about 11 o'clock till about 6, 7 o'clock, and then that's when I sent it to you.
I'm really glad that you shared that with me, Alex, because that is astounding. How many names have you got on there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I actually think my favourite out of all of them was the first one.
Half Awake.
Half Awake.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. Especially with kind of, like, I'm not being, like, pretentious when I say this, but we have busy lives.
Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly doing earlies for work and stuff, and sometimes I come here to record an episode with you, and I am half awake. Like, I like that. And what was the other one? The Endless Nights?
Endless in the Evening.
I like that one as well. I'll give you some points for those names. Arc of Time, great name, but doesn't mean anything really.
Arc of Time was just like, you know, we can just talk about whatever we want over our lives and about our lives.
I tell you something, over 2 cans. Winner.
You said, I think when I sent it to you, you said it's like Ronseal Woodstain. Yeah. That's exactly what it says on the tin.
Indeed.
Sam, right, next. Moving swiftly on from podcast name ideas, you've nearly finished that beer.
I'm ready to make a guess, mate.
I need some numbers.
I'm actually not budging on this. I have a number in my head, and I think I'm right.
I hope you're right.
I'm ready to go now.
So, just to recap, you're 1.2, 1.1. What did you say? You said 4, and you said 5.1. 1.1. So, you've got a margin of error of 0.2 to win.
Yeah.
No, 0.1 to win or 0.2 to draw.
I'm so nervous.
0.3 and up, you've lost.
Considering this is it. This is the last of the ABV game. And by the way, we're going to figure out another game for all of us to play.
A much better game than this rubbish ABV game.
Alex will be making another league table, and we will do a season of it. And we will get that comment from a viewer on YouTube who will determine the season for us.
No one got that far into it.
Okay, I'm ready. You ready for it?
I am.
I am going with 6.7. Why are you laughing? Did I get it bang on the nose? I did, didn't I?
Why are you cheating?
I'm not cheating. Did I get it right? Oh my God! I swear on my life,
I believe you.
I swear on my life. I had that number
You're making
in
me
my
cry,
head.
Sam.
I had that number. As soon as I started drinking, I was 6.7.
I knew you were going to say that.
And you know how many beers I logged on that spreadsheet. There's no way I could have remembered
Bastard. Well done.
It looked bad. The first beer, it took a nosedive, and I got it. Where are the party poppers? You said there was going to be party poppers on this bloody table.
I left them in the other room, sorry.
Anyway, cheers to that. Cheers to the ABV game. I am victorious.
I knew you were going to get it right.
Unbelievable. I've shocked myself.
I feel like 67 is a really common number.
I agree with you.
I am not happy for you, but congratulations.
Thanks.
6.7 correct. So you won the ABV game. I got
did.
the silver medal as predicted. So
Yeah.
well, we've got. That's it. We'll go home now.
You were a winner in your prediction.
Right. Ratings.
Oh, okay. Come on. Do you want to read the back of the can?
Yeah, of course I do. Right. Dripping pitch. First of all, name. Like the name?
It doesn't offend me.
Dripping pitch. Yeah, it's just fine, isn't it? It's all
It's
right.
nothing spectacular.
Dripping pitch is a decades-long experiment on the flow of a highly viscous liquid. Some would say IPA
Wait
has...
a sec. Vicious or viscous?
Yeah, viscous.
Okay. Cool.
That's as I read it, I was like, I've said that wrong.
Okay.
I carried on though.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I haven't got that far in the dictionary
Viscous.
yet, Sam.
Does that mean like hard water?
Oh, I said vicious, so I have no idea.
I'm just going to quickly look that up, just because I am unsure.
I mean, you have
what
rudely
viscous-
interrupted me.
I'm sorry, Alex. I like to learn as I go along.
Viscous, having a thick, sticky consistency between solid and liquid, having a high viscosity.
So not hard, thick and sticky. Okay,
Thick and
got
sticky.
that.
That would have been a better name for the beer. Let me say that again. Dripping pitch is a decades-long experiment on the flow of a highly viscous liquid. Some would say IPA has also become a decades-long experiment, changing and flowing with our taste and location. But what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
This West Coast IPA is but one stop on the IPA trip. Citrus, zest, and resin usher in this crisp and bitter blast from Cali. Bold, fruity, and bitter.
Yeah. And I did get a hell of a lot of bitter with that one.
Really?
Yeah, it
I
was
feel like
too.
this one was more bitter.
No
Don't think
way.
so.
No, not for me. That was too. It was. Yeah, I know. We were talking about it at the start, but for me, that balance wasn't quite right for me there.
No.
Probably didn't help that it was quite piney as well. Very like resiny,
Yeah.
resinous. Yeah, not a great beer for me, Alex.
Okay.
Yeah, not a good one.
Well, give us a number.
Sorry, say that again.
I said give us a number.
On the untapped scale,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm keeping my integrity intact.
You are.
I'm hoping I'm not going to piss Duration off. Lovely brewery in Durham. I haven't actually visited them. I do want to visit them though. Again, like I said earlier, they're the same as Wildcard to me. Good brewery, but hit and miss.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a
Interesting.
3.
Fair enough.
It wasn't my cup of tea,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Duration would appreciate honest feedback.
I think anyone appreciates honesty, but
Exactly, and actually,
it's a friendly thing to do.
we talked about it in the first episode. 3 on the untapped scale isn't bad. It's not bad.
No.
It's still over the halfway point.
Very true.
Go
But
on.
then- But then a 5 out of 10 is also
What are you saying?
halfway on IMDb. I liked it more than the 3. I'm starting to feel like maybe my bitterness tolerance is a bit higher than yours.
Better than mine.
'Cause
Yeah.
I quite liked it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5, 3.5.
Okay.
Didn't like it as much as Wildcard, but it
Yeah.
wasn't far off. But I
And-
could drink it. It's a very, very drinkable beer.
I'm not mad keen on the can art either. It must be an actual
That's
artist
the artist.
because there's a signature in the corner.
It's no J cover.
Henry W.S. Heller or Heller.
I said it's no J cover, Sam.
No J cover, baby. But yeah, that's it. People will begin to understand that I ain't gonna dress it up with the frills and fancies. If
Nice.
it's not for me, it's not for me.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Thrills
it.
and fancies. Cool. So, the last thing to do before we shut this down is for you to guess the global rating. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you that this beer has been rated uniquely 2,513
Oh, it's an
times.
old beer
This
then.
is a lot.
So potentially this could be a core beer for duration.
Yeah, possibly.
Or it's either core or it's a rebrew.
Monthly, 84.
Okay. We're going to go with 3.76.
Very close again. 3.83. Wild card was 3. No, that's the brewery in general. 3.54. No, that's not right. That is the overall rating.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I actually don't ponder on those ratings.
No, I didn't even know that was a thing. 3.86 on the first one and 3.83 on the second. So very, very close.
Yeah.
But I would actually do them right the other way if it was me. 3.75, 3.5.
Yeah.
Good. Well,
What was your rating for this beer?
3.5.
3.5. Okay. Cool.
Happy.
And don't be upset that the beers you brought to me this week didn't hit the spot.
I mean,
There's always
you brought a dayer to the table.
I did.
Week, so
I picked well with my breweries.
I didn't want to go big. I thought I could bring a Verdant or a Cloudwater,
Yeah.
or an S43. But I was like, no.
Shine the spotlight on the.
I'm gonna go second level, up and coming.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did.
That's fine. It's good. I'm glad. We need to cover as many breweries as possible, and we are doing
But
that.
actually, you know what? Tonight, really, we should go down to the stockroom and pick out. You should pick out 2 beers because we need to announce them on the website.
Yes, yeah, and this is something we were talking about. Kind of one of the plans for this podcast, which I think we did mention in the first episode, was for all of you guys to drink along with us, and we're going to promote that on our socials, so on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, we're gonna go down to the stockroom now and select. Now the ABV game is dead, and I won it. I've got the crown. We're gonna select 2 beers, and we're gonna put them on our socials tomorrow. Our website isn't 100% there yet, but please try and find the beers elsewhere for now. Or by the time you watch this, the website might be live.
Hopefully by next Friday it will be. Also, Sam, here's your gold medal.
Thanks, mate. I wanted that. Yeah, I need like a bit of string to put around my
Yeah,
neck.
I'll sort that out for next week. Don't worry.
Okay,
There's actually some string on the floor down there.
Yeah,
just,
baby. ABV, baby.
I just wrote gold medal on a coaster for Sam. It's neither gold or a medal, but you're welcome.
I'm looking forward to our next game and league table. I don't know what it is, but it will become apparent very soon.
Well, the first game is that the first person to come up with the game wins that game.
Wins a gold medal, like the Olympics.
Right, craftlinebeers.com. Follow us on Instagram at craftlinebeers. Follow us on Instagram at over2cans. And we will put up all about the next one, the beers you can buy, drink along with us. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much. And we will see you guys in the next one.
The next one, 2 weeks. And one more thing.
Go on.
I have to.
Yeah, go on.
Just because we teased it at the end of the last episode.
Okay.
Tom Cruise has invited us. No, I'm joking. 5th episode. We are going to a brewery in Lewis. Watch our first episode. You'll find out what brewery that is. And if you watch the end of our last episode, our 2nd episode, you will discover who we're having a little interview with.
Special guest.
Special guest, baby. Our first one. And we have struck gold, I believe.
You really put it in there for people to listen to the first one and the second one. So well done.
There you go.
I commend you for that.
Has to be done, mate.
That's good marketing, that is.
Yep.
Right, we are done now.
We are done.
2 weeks. Ta-ta.